Guys, welcome to Aniverse. Let's create this peer house in Blender and its surroundings. So I'll start by adding a reference image to our scene. Press Shift A to add a reference image. Select image, add reference. Select the reference image you are going to work with, load reference. So my purpose of adding this reference image is to get the actual pear shape. So I'm going to bring this up in the Z axis. Somewhere there, and I'm going to add a UV sphere to our scene by pressing Shift A, add UV sphere. I'm going to tab into edit mode. Let's reduce the segment to 20. Reduce segment to 20. Then let's tab into edit mode. Then let's select our model and bring it up to the center of our reference image. Let's tab into object mode. Then let's put this in a collection by pressing M on our keyboard. So I'm going to press M to add this in a collection, and I'm going to name this peer model. Press OK to enter. So you can name yours whatever you want to. So I'm going to turn on selectable on the right side here. Turn on selectable. Let's select our reference image and turn off this selectable. That way, you don't need to worry about moving your reference image while working. I'm going to select our model and tab into edit mode. Select our model and tab into edit mode. Let's scale this by pressing S. Let's scale this up to fit the reference image. I'm going to turn on extreme mode. Then another alternative for this extreme mode by the right is Alt Z or Alt Z. So we are going to align these vertices to fit the reference image. Let's turn on proportional editing, or you can press O on your keyboard to turn on proportional editing and make sure it's on smooth. So we are going to select these vertices and align them to our reference image. So I'm going to select. So you can manually do this on your own. Just align it to the reference image. So I'm going to select and scale out. Or select this and scale out a bit. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this. But select this and bring this down a little bit. I'm going to select and scale out. So we're going to repeat this process till we get the actual shape, our actual pear shape. So I'm going to select and scale in a little bit. So you must not necessarily follow my pattern. If you know any pattern that is faster for you, you can do that on your own. I'm going to scale this inside a little bit. Scale this out a little bit. Scale this a little bit out. I'm going to select this and scale in a little bit. Let's select this and bring this up. Let's select this and bring this in a little bit. I'm going to select and bring this out. Select these vertices down here and bring it out a little bit. Out a little bit. Bring it down a little bit. Let's select this vertices and bring this. Let's select the vertices at the top and let's bring this down a little bit, down somewhere there. Let's select this and bring this down a little bit and scale out. Then let's select these vertices and scale out. Then let's select these vertices and scale. think we are almost there. We are almost there. So let's turn off X-ray mode. Let's tab into object mode. Let's add subdivision surface modifier to this model, increase it by 2. Tab into edit mode. Let's turn on X-ray mode and let's align this. Let's align our vertices to our reference image. So I'm going to select this and move this out. I'm going to select this and move this in a little bit. I'm going to select this and move this in a little bit. I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this and move this out. So it must not necessarily be 100%, but at least 80% or somehow realistic. So I'm going to turn off X-ray mode and tab into object mode. So you see, we have actually gotten like almost 100% the shape of our pear. So if you notice, our reference image is at the center of our model. So we're going to move that back. First, let's shade smooth. Add shade smooth to our object. Then let's turn off this selectable. Let's turn this selectable on and select our reference image. Let's move it back somewhere there. Then let's tab into edit mode, turn on X-ray mode. Let's select this vertices at the top here. Let's select this vertices. Oops. Let's reduce the scale of our proportional editing and bring it down. Turn off X-ray mode to see what we are actually working on. So I'm going to add a loop cut here. Then let's also select these vertices. Hit G twice. Press G twice to scale in. Let's also select these vertices here. The third one, let's select these vertices. Oops. Hit G twice. Press G twice to scale in. Somewhere there. Let's turn on X-ray mode to see what we're doing. Let's select these vertices holding Shift Control. And let's bring this up. Let's bring it up a little bit. Somewhere there. I don't want them to be on the same level. Let's bring this up. Let's do the same on the other side. Select these vertices. And let's bring them up a little bit. Let's do the same for the other side. Let's select these vertices, holding Shift Control, and let's bring them up there. Then let's select these vertices down here, half of the vertices, and let's move them up somewhere there. Let's turn on X-ray mode. Select these vertices here, both select, and let's move this up to and scale them in a little bit. Let's tab out of X-ray mode. Then let's move this up a little bit and scale in. So let's select the inner vertices, this one at the middle. And let's turn on X-ray mode and let's move it up a little bit and select the second vertices and scale. Let's select the inner vertices and let's bring it up a little bit. Let's bring it up a little bit. It is having this point. It's pointed inside, so I don't want it to be like that. So let's select this vertices and scale out. I think that's much better. It's already looking like a pear. Tap into edit mode. Let's align these vertices. Alt select to align these vertices to our pear reference. Tap into object mode. Let's hide this reference image. Then let's turn on extreme mode. Let's select our model in object mode and let's duplicate this model by pressing Shift D. Let's name this model Pear to use later. We might use it or we might not use it in this scene. Pear to use later. Then let's name the main object, the name model. Let's name it Stylized Pear House. Stylized Pear House. Then let's tap into edit mode and let's change. Let's turn on extreme mode. Let's change this to face mode and let's select these faces. Select these faces. Let's turn off extreme mode. Let's select these faces up here. Select these faces up here by holding Shift. Let's do the same down, holding Shift Control. I think that makes sense. Or maybe we should add, let's centralize it. Let's add more face. Let's centralize it. So we're going to select these faces at the side here, holding Shift Control, select. Let's select that face, holding Shift Control. Then holding Shift, let's deselect these faces. I think that's too much up there. Let's deselect these faces. Then let's move down and deselect the one under. Let's delete these faces. Then let's select these vertices. Turn on subdivision surface modifier. Let's duplicate these vertices by pressing Shift D. Let's separate it by pressing P, selection, separate by selection. Let's move this out. Let's move this out a little bit. Then let's go to face mode and let's select grid field. Then let's turn on subdivision surface modifier and let's move this back a little bit. Let's move this back somewhere there. See, it's already looking like a pear. I think I like it. So let's turn on subdivision surface modifier. Let's move this in a little bit. Then let's select these vertices at the side and let's move this backward a little bit. Be careful when moving this so that you will not change the shape of our pear here at the back. Let's select that vertex and move back a little bit with proportional editing turned on. Let's move this back a little bit. And let's add our reference image. Then let's tab into edit mode with X-ray mode turned on. Let's add a circle. Let's add a circle and bring, oops. Let's turn off proportional editing by pressing O and bring it up to somewhere there. And let's scale this in a little bit. Press 7 on your numpad to move to top view. So see what we're actually doing. Let's bring this down a little bit. Let's bring it up to somewhere there. I think that's okay. Let's scale it that in a little bit, and let's extrude up. Oops. Let's extrude up. Oh, I don't like that. Let's scale this out. Let's bring this down here. Let's scale this in and let's extrude up in the Z axis. Let's extrude up in the Z axis. I think I don't like this. I don't like the shape it's going to give me. So guys, let's select this circle by pressing L. Let's move it up and let's delete the vertices. Let's delete the vertices, or we can leave only one. Or if you have deleted yours, you can just add a single vertex and bring it down to somewhere there, down to the middle. Bring it down somewhere there at the middle. Then let's extrude these vertices up. Let's extrude. Let's extrude up. Let's extrude this up to somewhere there. Let's tab out of edit mode. Let's select these vertices. Press P to separate by selection. Let's tab out of edit mode. Select this circle. Let's go to object. Then select convert. Then convert to curve. Then let's go to curve properties data. Go to geometry, go to bevel, increase the depth to let's increase the at least 0.09 for now. Let's tap into edit mode and let's scale by holding Alt S to scale. Let's bring this down. Let's bring this down a little bit. Then let's scale this out by holding Alt S. Scale this out holding Alt S. Let's scale this out. Same for this and same for this. Scale this out. So you can give it any shape. You can even make it uneven. Let's scale that out a little bit. Let's bring this in a little bit and bring this down a little bit. Let's bring this back up a little bit. Let's bring this back. Let's scale this out. Let's scale this out a little bit. Let's scale this out a little bit. So let's add subdivision surface modifier to this. Add subdivision surface modifier. Increase it to 2. Let's shade smooth. So that's already looking beautiful. I like that. That makes sense. So let's save our model by pressing Shift Ctrl S to save our model. So let's bring that up. That's really looking good already. I think that's good. So let's select our model. Let's turn off our reference image, and let's select our model, our main model. Let's add solidify to this. Let's add solidify to this. Let's increase this to somewhere there. Then let's select the face. Let's select the front and add solidify modifier to this, and let's increase that too. I think that makes sense. I like it. So let's oops. Okay, that's good. I think that makes sense. It's looking good already. So I'm going to add our doors and window frames to our model. But before that, let's use Boolean to create space for our doors and window frames. So let's see what we have actually done so far. Oh, let's move this. You can see how smooth it is. It's looking good already. So I'm going to add Shift A, add a cube. Oops, let's bring that up. Let's bring that up. Tab into edit mode. Let's bring that down a little bit, and let's scale this in the x-axis. Let's bring that out, and let's scale this in the y-axis. Let's scale this in the y-axis. Let's bring that somewhere there. Oops. Let's scale that out a little bit. Scale that out a little bit in the z-axis, and let's select this cube and let's scale in the x-axis and bring it up a little bit. Let's move this back. Let's bring that up a little bit. Let's just centralize this on our model. Let's scale this a little bit in the x-axis and in the z-axis. Let's bring this up a little bit and scale in the x-axis. Let's subdivide this cube and let's select the edges by the side. Select the edges, holding Shift. And let's bevel by pressing Ctrl B. You can increase the number on your cuts, the number on your mouse to increase the number of cuts. I think that looks better. Turn on extreme mode and bring this up to see what we're actually doing. Let's bring that up a little bit. Let's turn off extreme mode. This is looking bad. It's not looking bad. Let's select the face of our model and add Boolean. Go to modifier and add Boolean. Then let's use our cube as the target using this pin drop. Then let's select the face of our model and auto shade smooth to remove this distortion around here. Then let's select our cube and move in a little bit. Then let's go to object properties, go to viewport display. Then let's change this texture as wire. I think bounce is better. Okay, that looks good. So this is our code for the door. So I would like to add this in a frame, in a collection. Let's go to collection and press M on our keyboard. Let's name this as door cuts. Door cuts. Then let's turn this off. That looks good. So I'm going to do the same for our window. I'm going to add, oops, I'm going to do the same for our window. Let's add a cylinder for the window because I want it to be I want it to have this round shape. Let's add cylinder. Then let's rotate S 90 degrees. 90 degrees in the S axis. Let's bring that to the side. Let's scale that in a little bit. Adjust that. Let's scale that in the Y axis. So I don't want this to have this round shape. I want it to have like this oval shape. So let's scale this in the S axis. In the S axis. Bring that, move that to the side a little bit. Let's move that up and to the side. I think that's not looking bad. Let's get that up a little bit and move to the side a little bit. Let's select the face of our model and add Boolean modifier. Then let's select this big drop and target our cylinder. Then let's select our cylinder, go to Object Properties, select Viewport Display and display as bounds. I think that looks better. I think that looks cool. Let's shade this smooth. Let's select our cylinder and display this as solid. Let's shade smooth. Then let's change back to bounce. I think that looks better. That looks better. Then let's do the same for our door. Let's shade smooth on our door. So let's select our door. Let's select our door cuts. Then let's change this to solid mode. Let's shade smooth. Then let's change this back to bounce. I think that it looks better. That looks better. Then let's turn that off. Oops. Then let's select this our cylinder, our window cut. Then let's name it as window cuts. Then let's bring that down here. Let's bring it down here. Then let's rename our door to door cuts. We didn't name that earlier. Then to duplicate this and move to the other side, but we can use mirror modifier to duplicate this, but let's do this manually. Let's do this manually. Let's move this. Let's move this to the side. Oops. Let's move this to the side. Duplicate and move to the side. L to select and duplicate and move this to the side. And let's move this up here. Let's duplicate and move up at the center of our object. I don't want this to have this shape. I want it to have a circle shape. So let's scale that in the S axis and move it up and scale. Oops, let's scale that out. Then let's scale in. I think that looks better. That looks good. Then let's turn off our door cuts. That looks cool. I don't like this frame. Let's change it back to, let's change our window cut to wire. I think that looks much better. That looks much better. I like it. So let's add a door frame to this by pressing Shift A to add a cube. I'm going to move that up. Let's bring that out a bit. Let's tab into edit mode. Oops. Tap into edit mode. Let's scale that. in the S axis. Oops. Let's get that in, move to the side. Let's bring that out a little bit and let's get that in. Let's move it to the side. Then let's move that in a little bit. Then let's select these faces and G to grab up and pull it up to somewhere there. Then let's select this object and duplicate and move to the other side. Let's move this out a little bit. Let's select these faces and go to edge. And then let's select, oops, let's go to edge. Then let's select this bridge edge loops. Let's increase the number of cuts. So let's increase this more. I think that's too small. Let's increase that again. I think that looks good. I think that looks better. You can increase yours more if you want to add more cuts. Then let's bring that up. Let's scale that. So let's place our cursor here. Oops. Let's bring that up and let's select our model and let's scale. Let's select this door frame and scale. Let's scale. Let's select our door frame. L to select or A to select and scale. Let's bring that up somewhere there. Let's bring that. Let's bring that up. Let's get that out. Let's bring it up somewhere there. Let's bring that up. So let's name this as door frame, and let's move it from our reference collection to our peer model collection. Then let's add a cube for our door. Let's add a cube. Let's bring that out. Then let's scale that. Let's scale it in the Y axis. Let's scale that in the Y axis and bring it up. Let's scale that a little bit in the X axis. Then let's subdivide this cube. Then let's scale in the Z axis and place it there, somewhere there. Then let's select these faces and let's press Ctrl B to bevel. You can scroll your mouse to increase the number of cuts you want. I think that looks better. I think this is too big for a door, so let's scale in the Y axis. I think that looks better. Then let's select our door and move up and scale in the Z axis. Let's move that. Let's scale in the Z axis. Then let's change origin to geometry. Let's change back to object mode, change origin to geometry. Select our frame and move back. Then let's name our door as door in the peer collection and hide it. Then let's move this in a little bit. Alright guys, in the next video, we're going to continue creating the door frames and windows. Hope to see you there.